These West Texas rides here. Long time no see. As you can see, it's been about 3.5 years since I've probably posted my last real ride video. I've been going back to school, pursuing my electronic engineering degree, which I will gladly finish out here in about 6 weeks. So what have I done in the last 3 years besides school? Well, the V-Star 1300 I did have, I sold. I had a 6-month period of a large quantity of near misses with idiots and cell phones and not paying attention to motorcyclists. It kind of wore on me a little bit, so I decided I'd take a break, see if I was done riding or not. That lasted about 1.5 years, and then I started looking for a bike again. And then last June I purchased a 2013 Victory cross-country tourer, blue one, which I'd always liked the Victories. They were really nice bikes, and I liked the fact that the trunk was a quick release. Big roomy saddlebags and those full boards. You can't beat those full boards. Those are just huge and give you all kinds of room to move your legs around. And I still have that bike right now, although if you notice, it doesn't look like I'm riding that. That would be because karma has a funny way of coming back and biting my lack of character quote from my Goldwing ride review. Because I am now the proud owner of this Goldwing F6B 2015 model. Stumbled upon it locally, which I hadn't seen in the years I've been staring at these things, thinking I wanted one. And then a guy just down the road from me had one for sale for a hell of a price. I couldn't pass it up, so I bought this bad boy. But now I'm also in the dilemma of a bike that I haven't had for even a year yet, and I'm trying to turn around and sell it again. So there's always that fun. But I can say this, I do not regret making this purchase. Ooh, look at that. Still getting used to boots with the Goldwing. Big boots really don't work well with the Goldwing shift. It's got to get me some shoes that actual riding boots. So it might be a little bit lower profile without the big steel toes, so I can reach the shifter a little easier. So yeah, I got this bad boys. I've put about 500 miles on her since I got her. I've had her for about 3 weeks. I absolutely love it. And for all the Goldwing lovers out there who criticized me on my past evaluation, I get it. Now that being said, the Goldwing I test rode was the full-size Goldwing. It had the gigantic windshield. It blocked everything. Whereas this bike has the Madstad low profile, so I still feel quite a bit of wind around me. It's not disturbing me or uncomfortable, but I can still feel some wind. I'm not in a complete cocoon, which I actually prefer. But this bike is so stinking smooth. It's got so much stinking power. I felt like that Goldwing I test rode may not have been maintenance probably, because it didn't feel like it had this much power. This thing would pull your arms off. The guy had done a lot of work to it. I've got a lot of extra lighting on it. I've got the Kiriakin rear accessory lights that go around the back of the bags, fog lights, and some other accessory lights in the front. Madstad windshield. I've got a second Madstad shield to go on. That's a tall one. I may try at some point just to see how much wind it knocks off. I might use it for when my wife wants to ride on the back with me. And I've got I had a Corbin seat with it, with a backrest, and oddly enough, I didn't care for the Corbin seat. Not that it wasn't comfortable, but it was so wide that it wouldn't let me touch the ground, wouldn't let me flat foot the ground, and I didn't like that. I didn't like being on my tippy toes with this big heavy bike. Trying to keep everything upright, especially if I were to accidentally come to a stop in a little section that might have some loose gravel or anything like that. So I decided to get rid of that, sold that, kept the stock seat. I actually think the stock seat's quite comfortable, and it's got a nice backrest on it, the Hopnail backrest. And if for some reason I decide I really don't like the stock seat anymore, I can take it to my local upholstery guy and have him upgrade the seat itself and still save me a ton of money, and I can customize the material I want it rewrapped with to make it match my bike for a little more customization if I want. But yeah, other than that, other than lighting, there's no real extras done to the bike. You know, it's the deluxe model, so I've got cruise control and heated grips, and not even the stock heated grips. The guy that I bought it off of, him or the previous owner, changed it out with the show chrome heated grips, and they work great. Left me with this rock form phone holder. That was real nice. It's a lot better phone holder than any of the cheap ones I've ever bought off of eBay. Had brand new tires on it when I bought it too. I've never bought a used bike that came with brand new tires. Every used bike I've ever bought in the 21 years I've been riding, or 22 years, whatever it is, I've always had to pretty much put new tires on immediately after buying the dang gun thing. So that was fantastic. He didn't even have 200 miles on these tires when I took it off of him. It still had the mold vents on it. That's how new they were. And they've got the 90-degree valve stems on it. I've also got these fancy foot pegs down here, Kiriakian foot pegs that kick out, and they have a little hinge that flexes. They're real nice and comfortable for when I'm going on long rides and straightaways. So yeah, I can definitely say I'm officially a Goldwing guy. I guess this is my graduation present, a little early. But the bike sounds great. And honestly, I've gotten to the point where I just got tired of loud exhaust. You know, every bike I've owned before this, I always put aftermarket exhaust, you know, your standard stage 1 upgrades at least. You know, almost always upgrading the seat, you know, and that expense. And one of the other reasons I really couldn't pass this up was the price was really good, but he had every accessory that I had planned to put on one, thinking that I wouldn't be able to find one with everything I wanted on it. This had everything I wanted on it. In fact, when I sold the seat, usually I've got all that money already spent in my head for the different parts and upgrades and stuff I wanted to make for this bike, and the longer I looked at it, and I realized I don't have anything that I need to put on this bike. I thought about a trunk, but really one of the reasons why I wanted this particular model and not the new ones is I can fit my full-size HJC ARFA 90 modular helmet, and granted I can't have my camera connected over here on my right hand side, but that's easy enough to disconnect and pop off. And then my Bluetooth, I've got the Sena 20S, I just pop it off and set it inside the trunk, or the saddlebag, the left saddlebag, and I can fit my whole helmet in the left saddlebag. So if I want to go to the movies on my bike, I can put my helmet in my saddlebag, my helmet. Looper version 1. Anyway, I can fit my helmet inside my left saddlebag, and then I can go into the movie theater and not have to worry about lugging that damn helmet around. I always hated that. So that was one of the reasons why I really wanted this F6B, and I think it's just gorgeous. I love the looks of it, and I happen to find, you know, the blue model for 2015, which is hard as hell to find, so I was really happy about that. And the radio he has Bluetooth connected to it, and I can connect my phone to it, but it's not that loud, and I can't seem to figure out how to make it play louder. You know, I've adjusted the equalizer on my phone, on the bike, and I can't get it to do anything. It really wasn't that loud. But then I've still got my old iPod 3rd generation with a ton of music on it, and I plugged it into the little USB connector in the left saddlebag, and holy crap, it's got no problem playing that. It's loud as hell. See? Everybody loves Taylor Swift. Anyway, we'll turn that off for now. Don't want to get flagged for audio that I don't have rights to, so I'll have to create my own song with my beautiful voice one day just so I can play some audio for y'all. But hopefully soon I'll be making some more videos and get back into it a little bit. For all your subscribers that have stayed subscribed to me, bless your hearts. I hadn't put anything out I hadn't put anything out, so I know me as a fellow YouTuber, if I hadn't seen anybody put anything out that I hadn't watched in a while, I tend to unsubscribe. Then again, I've got too many subscriptions to begin with as it is. I should probably go through and do some spring cleaning on that. But it feels good to be back, good to recording videos. Looking forward to making more. I may try to make one riding my little Victory. It's a big damn bike, but still. Riding my Victory. Hopefully I got a guy lined up that's interested in it. Just got to decide if I'm willing to sell it to him for the price he's wanting to pay for it. I could try to be patient and see if I can get more, but honestly, I don't like having 2 bike payments. Whether I can afford it or not, it just annoys me if one's just sitting all the time. And quite honestly, I don't want to ride the Victory while I've got this anywhere around me. I'd call on this every second I get, so. Anyway, we will see y'all on the next video, and hope y'all enjoyed this one. Until next time, y'all take it easy.